What the fuck is this piece of shit?
RuneScape has lots of items. Shocker, it's almost like it's an MMORPG. But what I mean is like the equipable items in the game, where it ranges from armor, weapons to some fancy cosmetic items. But over the years there have been some items that I don't want to be caught having, as they're just that ugly. Last time I went over some of the items you may have forgotten about, so after this video is done, I recommend taking a look at it. While I do try to save up money on proper upgrades or try to be efficient as the next guy, I'd rather spend extra GP on some cool flail to use as a cross weapon rather than settle with this spider leg thing, as I fucking hate spiders, so this thing goes to the trash. I want to look cool in my 20-year-old children's medieval click and point game where I can imagine myself as this badass hero who totally isn't afraid to enter the virus sewers after the incident. So in this video I want to go over some of the ugliest items released in this game, and in the next one I want to go over some of the coolest and sexiest items that will totally get the approval of Neve. I could list all of the ugly items in the game, but just saying some items look dumb isn't that fun, so I'll try to keep this list pretty tight. Let's start off with what originally made me want to do this video, the Dragonstone armor. I want to ask who in the right mind thought this was okay to be added into the game, as it's so goddamn ugly. The helmet looks like it has a bad haircut, the shoulders are bigger than my self-esteem, and you're wearing shorts with your armored legs. The purple gems don't really look great too, and its armor just looks like it came straight out of RS3. And the fact that it's supposed to be fancy look for rune armor, one of the most iconic and coolest armor sets in the game, is a crime. Considering the rune armor already has amazing trims and are far more cheaper, as this armor set will cost you 8 mil. When you reach 40 defense and want a fancy rune armor, just get a gold or god trim, as they're far nicer to look at. I am not the biggest fan of granite equipment, as they look a bit dumb, but I think the granite longsword is the worst one. Not only does it look stupid, but it's an objectively worse weapon compared to something like a rune scimitar, which is 10 levels below it. Silverlight during the RS2 HD era used to look so cool, but in old school it looks boring with its smooth and plain textures. Luckily you can later upgrade it to the Arclight, which doesn't look too bad with the transparent textures and a purple gem. Let's do a quick run of not so pleasing glue scroll rewards. Different Bob shirt only changes the cat's color, so it keeps the boring grey shade for all of the items. Bulwark will be obvious enough, and dragon masks are silly yet not too bad, but then there's the lava dragon mask. This is the worst one out of the bunch. The random patches of the same lava texture you see around the game does not look that good, and I think what ultimately kills it for me is the fact that it costs over 2.5 million for a mediocre cosmetic. I love the look of the Torva, and especially the Sanguine version, as I think they're one of the best looking armor sets in the game. But I didn't feel the same way when the armor came out, as it was just a mess. It was way too detailed, making it hard to look at and making my brain hurt, and the biggest offender was the helmet. I have no idea what they were trying to go for with it, as it's just a weird low poly thing. The eye sockets look wrong and it has this weird nose hole. I just hate looking at this thing. But luckily they redesigned how it looks now, so if I get the chance I might actually get the armor set and just leave my beloved Pantos set for fashion only. Let's talk about magic items, as I have always wanted to say this. I hate the mystic robes. Not that they're bad items, but holy shit they're just so ugly. Can I not wear these? How can you go from the iconic wizard robes to this? The colors are just way too bright, the hat looks like a dunce cap, but you actually have to wear it for magic training, and the shirt is just hideous with its pointy shoulders. Sure, it has some nice recolors, but no matter how much you polish the turd, it's still shit. But luckily it has some reskins. Let's take a look at one of the oh god. I was wrong about mystics. This might be the worst looking robe I've ever seen. Just looking at them makes me want to high alch myself. But luckily Robes of Darkness is actually quite decent looking reskin with the nice purple robes and hoodie, so use it if you don't wish to look like an idiot. And finally, let's take a look at the event items. They sometimes have really great fashion items, but then you get items like Excel that just assault your eyes with its colors, the stupid jumper which doesn't look too bad, but then remember you had to do the awful 2023 Christmas event, and spiders. I hate spiders so much, I want to burn all of them. Anyway, that is all of the ugly items that I could cram into a short list. Next time I'll talk about the great looking items that you actually want to wear and own. So do leave a like if you wish to see more old school RuneScape videos in the future, and maybe leave a nice comment down below too. Thank you all for watching and have a nice day.
Conga, you fools! Bloody hell! Stop that bloody old man